I made a terrible mistake not canceling your bond that day, and then you crash your car driving reckless on I-75 with powder cocaine, an ounce, a half ounce of crack, pipe, 15 grand in cash. What the heck are you doing? We are here for sentencing on a charge of possession, methamphetamine, habitual second with a 15-year maximum. Plaintiff, please state your appearances.
Melissa Goodrich, County Prosecutor.
Jeremiah Buffalo, Wergo, on behalf of Mr. Laviolette, who is seated to my right.
All right, have you had a chance to review the report and recommendations, Mr. Client?
We have, Your Honor. There are no additions, corrections, or objections.
All right, the advisory guidelines are 10 to 28 months in scoring challenges.
No, Your
Okay,
Honor.
that's the second one. Go ahead and exit the courtroom. All right, no scoring challenges to 10 to 28?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Goodrich, any scoring challenges or additions, corrections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. We've got a pending bond violation hearing for the new charges and activity and possession of Mr. Laviolette. Is there a pending case in what county?
Yes, Your Honor. It's in Otsego County.
Okay. Any objection to just dismissing that contempt? I mean, we can't really have him admit to that. He's got a pending case.
No objection.
So we'll dismiss the contempt citation.
All right, guys, buckle up because this story starts wild. A man crashed his car on I-75 high on cocaine, carrying a pipe, $15,000 in cash, and no care in the world. He's out on bond and already in deep trouble. What the heck was he thinking?
But I am considering that to be post-plea misconduct that initiates the sentence agreement. Mr. Wergo, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Laviolette's work that he did towards his recovery during the pendency of this case, it's been accounted for in the PSI and referenced, but I don't think that it's been accurately reflected just how much heavy lifting he did.
Didn't he just get arrested for driving recklessly, possibly high, with a whole bunch of drugs and cash in his car? Let's back up and not talk about his recovery. I don't think it's going so well.
Your Honor, everybody stumbles, and recovery is...
Big stumble. Okay.
It is, Your Honor, but there was also a lot of work done, Your Honor, and Mr. Laviolette's addiction is a driving force for the problems that he has. Your Honor, I would argue that his best bet to not be back here is an intense rehab facility. And he has been accepted and has open beds at Harbor Hall and Lion's Den and Team Recovery. They are ready and waiting to address that issue. Mr. Laviolette has already tendered over $150,000 in restitution for prior cases and is striving to make himself a better person and to get the drugs out of his life and move forward.
No, we're in court, and the pressure is on. Jeremy Buffalo speaks up for the defendant, Mr. Laviolette, trying to explain things. But the judge is not buying it. The man's got a track record, and no one's forgetting what just happened. The courtroom is tense, real tense. Next.
Thank you, Mr. Laviolette. Anything you want to tell me?
There's no excuse for what I did. I mean, it's hard to stand up here and, say the good when the bad, obviously, it goes well over the good. I have had a bad addiction that I've been battling for my whole life. And, I think I get it under control and then I slip up. And I don't know the answers. I do believe that the answer is not going to prison. As you know, I've been there several times and it's the same revolving cycle. I mean, I'm hurt. I'm not so worried about myself. I'm worried about my father. I put him through hell. Killing my family, and I probably almost killed somebody when I fell asleep at the wheel. I need help, Your Honor. I'm basically throwing myself at the mercy of the court.
Laviolette steps up, shaking, broken. He admits it, he messed up. His voice cracks as he talks about addiction, prison, pain, and almost killing someone at the wheel. He's not just scared for himself, he's scared for his dad, his family.
All right, thank you. Ms. Goodrich, recommendations.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant is 58 years old. He has a significant criminal history involving 9 felonies and 8 misdemeanors. He's certainly been given the opportunities in the past for probation and substance abuse treatment and continues to choose prison. The recommendation is at 28 months, and I'm in agreement with that recommendation. Thank you.
Lavalette, are you able to stand comfortably? You have to stand for the court sentence. Mr. Lavalette, we were here, you entered your plea. We all knew it'd be straddle cell guidelines at least. And Mr. Juliet asked me to revoke your bond, and I didn't. And then, thank God you didn't kill somebody, or I'd have to bear that. I made a terrible mistake not canceling your bond that day, and then you crash your car driving reckless on I-75 with powder cocaine, an ounce, a half ounce of crack, pipe, 15 grand in cash. What the heck are you doing? Don't tell me anything. You got a pending case. That tells me a lot about what you're doing while you're on bond. And you're on parole. I sent you to prison for 3 to 10 years in 2020. And while you're on parole, this is not merely, somebody struggling with using drugs. You were charged with possession with intent to deliver.
The judge isn't here for stories, he's here for justice. 9 felonies, on parole, caught with drugs and cash again. And now you're saying you're clean. Nah, this ain't just drug use, this is dealing, danger, and disrespect for the law. The judge, furious,
and pled to a reduced charge of possession. You got significant cocaine and significant cash with you while you're on parole and while you're on bond awaiting sentence. This tells me Mr. Lavalette is not somebody who's struggling with personal use. He may be struggling with that, but that's not the only thing going on, and you and I both know it. So you're on parole for a drug case where I gave you 3 years, and you're possessing meth, again, charged with intending to deliver it habitual 4. You get a great plea agreement for possession meth habitual 2nd. You had an agreement within the guidelines. That's out the window now based on your post-plea egregious misconduct. These guidelines don't take that into account at all. I'm definitely going above these guidelines. My question is how far to go? You're 58, you have 9 prior felonies. I mean, I think the people in the community are entitled to start asking, well, how many felonies does somebody get? Nine felonies, and you're on parole, acting that way. You plead guilty, and then you're on bond, acting that way. I mean, I'm tempted to go so high. I just don't know that I can do that. Your conduct, I think, certainly warrants a significant prison term. So, Mr. Lavalette, I'm going to sentence you consecutive to parole, so 0 credit to the Department of Corrections for not less than 5 years, no more than 15 years, exercising my discretion under the habitual offender statute to increase the maximum. There's also $68 state cost, $130 crime victims assessment, $350 in court costs. You can file an application to the Court of Appeals if you wish. If you want me to give you a lawyer, I would do so. You have to ask me within 42 days. We're going to give you appeal paperwork explaining that to you. And based upon your post-plea misconduct, I do not believe you have the right to withdraw your plea. Thank you. Thank you. Recess until 1 p.m.
death, and it drops like a hammer. The judge sentences Lavalette to 5 to 15 years in prison, with 0 credit for time served. Fines hit, appeals offered, and just like that, boom. His second chance shattered. One bad decision sealed a long, hard fate.